Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Stefanie. If you're coming back to my channel, thank you so much for being back. It really means a lot to me. So today we are doing something special. Today is going to be all about how I do my brows and my eyelashes. I say specifically how I do my brows and my eyelashes because I don't want to outright call this a tutorial because I'm not telling you how to do them. I'm telling you how I do them because I don't want to come off like I'm some brow aficionado or some lash aficionado because I'm not. I do get asked how I do my brows from time to time. I felt like this would maybe be a good video to do. So yeah, let's do some brows. To be honest, I really don't know if they're well tweezed or not. For both brows and lashes sake, it's good to have a good set of tweezers. Mine's the e.l.f. brand. I've been using these babies for years. They work pretty well. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit first. Fun fact, I've never had a salon or anyone professional touch my brows. I mean, as you can see, they're just like, they're a nice color, but they're a little sparse, they're a little thin. And that's not my doing, that's just how they have grown. This is totally up to you, but it's something I just do. I take these little like cuticle scissors just to trim these hairs up here. And sometimes some stragglers back here. And yeah, I use a spoolie first to kind of gauge where everything needs to go. Now that we have kind of a nice canvas to put our brows on, I like using a nice brow brush, or angled brush, I guess. This is my Coastal Scents one. It's a little bit thicker, so I mostly grab this Eyelure dual brush. It has a spoolie on one end and an angled brush on the other. What I like to do with most of my angled brushes, because I like them nice and dense, is when I get them I will trim them a little bit to make them shorter. Again, totally up to you and how your brows work and what kind of brush strokes you're looking for your brow. One of the big products I use is the Anastasia Dip Brow in dark brown. That's one that I really like to use. It's super pigmented. For my skin, because I have really oily skin, I find that it's best to use first before the rest of my makeup, or else it'll kind of slip and slide everywhere, because it works as like a true pomade without all the foundation and primer and crap underneath it. However, lately I've been a little attached to the Maybelline Tattoo Studio, and I just got Wonder Brow in the mail. I think I'm going to do a separate video on that, comparing the Wonder Brow to Tattoo Studio, so I'm not going to pull that out in this video just yet. But I am going to use Tattoo Studio tonight, just because I got a lot to do. It's really nice because it stays put through sweat and it dries down to like a nice like slick polish over your brows, which is kind of cool. The feeling of it probably wouldn't work for everyone, but I really enjoy it right now, and I use it a lot like how I use my Anastasia pomade, so it's like the same thing. With whatever you're using, pomade, brow gel, etc. I'm gonna put a little bit on my brush, and I'm gonna start at the bottom and make a nice line from about mid-brow out to my tail. And I'm not necessarily redrawing anything. I am mostly filling in. I feel like a lot of people tell me like, oh, I didn't know your brows were so thick, and I'm like, they're not thick, I'm just coloring them in. I'm gonna go above mid-brow. And do the same thing. A key thing to learn in this entire process, if you're thinking like, damn, that looks messy AF, I always go back to clean up my brows with concealer. And that is also what we're gonna do today. The thing I will say about this formula that I don't love is that it's a little thin. I like something a little bit more pigmented typically, but this dries down so fast that you can layer it. And after you've filled in the back there, you can start moving in towards the front. Personally, I like a nice fade towards the front of my brow, so my strokes are gonna go a whole lot lighter hand-wise when we get to the front. You can also help this by spooling it through, which is what I'm gonna do a couple times. So I don't like that harsh edge. I will say a lot of my time doing my brows is going back and cleaning up what I have just laid down. That's what that one looks like. I am going to do the same thing on the other side. The wand is a little weird for the tattoo studio, so I take my brush to it, like so. Alright guys, after what feels like 2 hours later, but it's really just 15 minutes, we have brows on the face. Like I said, I just am constantly pushing the product around, spooling, cleaning it up. The most satisfying part now is carving out the brows so that they're nice and clean and lovely. And I always do that with a concealer that is lighter than my own skin tone. I'm going in with Maybelline's Master Conceal Face Studio, another Face Studio product. You can tell I like them. This is the light medium, and I'm gonna take that with a concealer brush. This is a Coastal Scents one. I got my Coastal Scents brushes in a like 30-piece kit on Amazon for pretty cheap. And they are actually pretty nice brushes, I must say. So what I did was put a little bit of product on the brush. You can also put a little bit of product just flat on your brow bone there. But I'm gonna start in the arch to kind of carve it out, because the tail is the most important to me when carving. You want to make it, at least I like to make it look nice and sharp. So I start below and then go above. All the while we are really blending all that concealer up. Then I'm going to drag the concealer down underneath the brow, just so I can like finish highlighting there, and to also clean up the bottom part. And then you're gonna blend that all out. Ta-da! Look at that! We got a nice little brow, nice and clean. I dig it. I'm gonna do the same to the other brow. A huge thing to remember about your brows, no matter what you're doing, filling them in, plucking them, trimming them somehow. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is that they are sisters, not twins. If they were perfectly symmetrical, then your face would actually look pretty weird. They should look similar. Sisters, you know? So like, for example, this one is always a little bit thicker than this one, and this tail specifically is always thicker than this one. They never look the same. Oh, all right, we have brows. If you have darker hair like I do, you can get away with this trick, which is doubling your regular mascara as a brow setter. But if you don't, so I'm just gonna use regular mascara as a brow set. But if you don't, I suggest getting Great Lash clear mascara to set your brows. I use this sometimes just to set my naked brows with no product on them, just to like if they're being crazy. Yep, I will normally just use some regular mascara because I got some dark hair. So I'm gonna go put on the rest of my makeup so that we can get into doing lashes then. All right, so I have the rest of my makeup on my face and I am going to throw my lashes on now. I'm gonna be using the Ardell Natural Lashes. I'm a big fan of the Ardell Wispies, so these are definitely my second favorite. I'm using a pair that I've already cut for my eyes, but I do have smaller eyes, so I do need to always cut lashes. I am a firm believer in reusing lashes. There is a safe way to do it, and that requires either using a good makeup remover, or I use the Garnier Micellar water. I sometimes will soak them or just take it on a Q-tip to make sure all of the glue is off and it takes all the bacteria in such a way. Duo's Dark Tone Lash Glue. Key thing right now is to put a very thin layer along the bit end. If you can see, I only put about that much, enough to color it up. Another really important thing is to not immediately put it on your eye after you put glue on it. You want to wait till it turns tacky so you can place it on your eye and position it how you want it to, or else it's just gonna slip and slide around with wet glue. So it's really important to have tweezers and a good mirror. My biggest trick about putting lashes on is putting a mirror below my eyes, just like so. So I'm getting like a lower pointed view. I kind of set it on my eyes first and then use my tweezers from down below to make sure it's lining up with my lash line. You want to work fast, but you don't want to rush this part. Another big thing you want to make sure of is that the lash along the entire band is adhering to your eye and not just parts of it, because then that can hurt later on when you find your lashes later on and they're like half off or peeling off in the corners. Alright, so that is one. Another important thing, and this is kind of just based on whether you're using a good set of lashes or not, is you want to keep the curl in it as much as possible. So while your glue is getting tacky, if it's not very curled lash, can hold it in a curl. Sometimes a poor set of lashes will have like a thick plasticky band across it, and that doesn't work very well. It makes it really difficult to put on your eye if it's too straight, which is why I like the Ardell ones, because they have a really nice thin band. Again, going with the mirror down below. These lashes are nice because they're not as clockable as the other ones. So the very last thing we want to do is meld the fake lashes with the real lashes together, and I'm going to do that using Rimmel London's Extra Super Lash. This is my favorite mascara in the whole world. Okay guys, so that is the finished look. Yo, my hair's looking really crazy because I've never curled my short hair before. Hit the like button down below if you like what you see. I love getting suggestions. Throw them down in the comments, please, please, please. Subscribe if you like this stuff. If you like me, so awesome. Hit the bell if you want to get notifications every time I post something. It's normally every Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.